connecting your brain and body with interactive games and tests. Why is there no physical activity in today's health physical? Trazer is an holistic technology used to rehabilitate, prevent falls, and improve sport performance. Trazer reports provide you, your clinician, your physical therapist, or athletic trainer objective data to make decisions on your health and performance over time. Measure what matters to change your game. Take the Trazer Challenge. Confidence, growth, connected by Trazer.
Ball gets out pretty well, so does Rogers come next to it. Ward once again to the sideline.
At Fusion Sport, we're all about driving human performance. We develop and support a range of technologies all designed to assist people to be their best. SmarterBase is used by hundreds of elite sporting organisations across the globe, and more recently has been used by the military and performing arts as well.
Our SmarterBase technology has at the heart of it an integrated and connected philosophy. What's different about SmarterBase is that it's truly flexible and self-engineerable. That really puts the power into our customers' hands, and it allows them to use it in unique ways that perhaps we haven't even thought of.
Between ourselves and the rest of the field, but here comes Jimmy Stone.
What's going on? What's going on? No, you do not got to adjust your computer screen, phone screen, TV screen, whatever you're watching this on. This your boy, Tiras Ray. Shout out to my guy, Eric Wilson. It's his birthday today, man. So everybody wish him, if you could wish him a happy birthday down in the comment section, that'd be beautiful. But I'm taking over for him today. Like I said, it's his birthday. He might be out of town. I don't know. He might be in a nice bubble bath. That's what I'll be doing if it was my birthday anyways. But without further ado, let's get the crew in here. We got my girl. This like my home girl, man. This like my
what's up?
Sip off. NBA carousel. Did I miss something?
Nope.
Dallas Wings. Okay, I missed that.
Yeah,
right.
Dallas Wings. Definitely.
All right. My girl, Megan Price in the house. Next, we got my guy from the left coast. I need to get over there to the left coast, man, and visit my guy one day. Believe in Michael Caratanudo. What's up, Mike? You on mute, Mike?
No sound.
That means he was talking trash or something.
You know, right?
You
come to the left coast anytime.
Hey, I know I need to, man. I just got back from Chicago.
I went to Carolina last year. Before everything, I was in Carolina, man. I love me that Carolina Reaper sauce. Oh, that Carolina Reaper sauce with the barbecue and the wings. Woo!
Oh yeah.
And last but not least, I know we got Alex Fleming coming at some point, but we got my boy John Shear, Sideline Sports, Cardiac King. What's going on, John?
Hey, how's it going?
What's up, man? How did things end up for our Kings, man? It didn't work out too well, did it?
No, unfortunately not. Second round exit again.
Hey, man, I don't know, man. I feel like North Carolina sports might be cursed or something, man. I'm just being honest, man.
Those Panthers are on the up and up. Don't worry, Panthers are on the up.
I mean, they on the up and up, man. But it's like we can't. I mean, we've been to the Super Bowl twice. I mean, I'm saying we like it's my team, even though I am from North Carolina. But I mean, hey, we're in the Super Bowl twice, can't get it done. Charlotte Hornets. I don't even know if they ever been out the first round. I might have to look that up. But
they used to be good with Alonzo Mourning.
Yeah, Grandma. Davis, yeah. So you're exactly right about that. But let's go ahead and jump into it, man. We got a nice little lineup tonight, man. And we're gonna. There you go, right there. Oh no, is that Alex? Alex, that's you.
Whose picture is that?
That's a picture of Eric. I don't know. That's why
I thought that was Derek Rucker.
The country singer, right?
Yeah.
Hootie and the Blowfish, really?
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on, man? Got my boy Alex Fleming, Fantasy and Flavors, NFL Carousel. Man, he got too many shows. Oldest, Florida Sun, oldest newspaper in Jacksonville, right?
Oldest black living newspaper in Central Florida, Fantasy and Flavors, NFL Carousel, in production with NBA Carousel. The Sip Off with Megan Price, JB Ellis is my producer, and I have more things on the horizon. But thank you, Mr. Ray.
Okay. That's my guy, man, Mr. Alex Fleming. All right, so we're gonna jump right into this, man. Diana Taurasi. You know, I know I lost on a competition where I said she was the GOAT, but it is what it is. I mean, hey, they said what's the Breonna Stewart. So.
I mean, Brianna's great. She's gonna be. She's gonna be the face of the league. I mean, I give her that. But right now, it's GOAT Rossi.
Yeah, she not DT, right?
No.
So Megan, I'll let you go first. What is this? You think this mean for the WNBA? What does this mean for DT?
This is huge. This was her first game back. She was on a sternum injury, and she was out for about 4.5 weeks. So this was her first game back. She got 25 points, 3 assists, and 4 boards. So astronomical performance, and it put her as the first woman to ever reach 9,000 points in the WNBA. It's just one of many records for DT, and I think it just, solidifies her as the GOAT. Like she's going to continue playing. She's going to continue adding numbers to that, and she's already at number 1.
I firmly disagree.
Blah.
Well, no.
So
I love Diana Taurasi.
So what you think? Let's go ahead.
No.
I love Diana Taurasi, but we never talk about Tina Charles. Didn't she win a couple of championships with Houston? And she's the first NBA player to have not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 consecutive 25-point, 10-rebound games. Am I right about that?
I mean, she's great, but she doesn't hold as many records as DT. And DT also has a lot more Euro play.
And college championships.
True story. But Tina's great, and she's on the national team. So, she has several records of her own. She had a record last week that nobody else has either. So, not to put her down in any type of way. Her resume is just not as long as DT's, but nobody's is.
Interesting. What you think about that, John?
I mean, you can't argue with greatness. I mean, you were talking about Breonna Stewart, and she did pretty good. I think it was yesterday. She was the only one that did anything on Seattle. Nobody else did anything. They actually held like Sue Bird and all their other great players down, doing nothing. And surprisingly, Las Vegas beat them to come within half a game. So, yeah, you were talking about Breonna Stewart, so I figured I'd talk about that a little bit. So, I mean, the Aces are right there, half game back of Seattle. So it's a tight race.
Definitely. Mike, what you got to say about it?
Well, I mean, Diana Taurasi, look, I mean, Gino Auriemma still, I know, references her a lot. Maybe not a lot, but I mean, he can reference. He's got an encyclopedia. He's got a whole Google page of players he can reference when he's recruiting. But that being said, like, he always talks about a lot of times, like when his teams are playing, if they're not playing up to his standards, or he feels like they quit or their body language is crap, he goes, I mean, he'll bring up players like Diana Taurasi because she just had it in her from the beginning. And I mean, when you looked at her at UConn, you're like, man, she's, because even in college, when it started rumbling back then, it's like college. And then, like I've told you guys, I've always been a Cheryl Miller fan anyway. And I mean, what she did at USC and just getting to like even be around her here when she coached the Mercury. But what Diana Taurasi has done, I mean, 9,000 points and she's out for 5 weeks. I mean, she'd probably be up around like 9,400 right now if she wasn't out for those 5 weeks. So
and she took a season off.
Right.
Wow.
Exactly. I mean, and that's the thing. Like, it's one of those things where she's meant so much to the Valley. I mean, everybody says, oh, Phoenix doesn't have any major championships. Well, now that we're finally talking about women's sports, like the rest of the world's finally catching up to everybody else. Like, yeah, the Mercury have won championships. So Phoenix actually does have championships. And she was a huge part of that. I mean, getting her, I mean, when they had the number 1 pick and they got her, it's like, oh, this is absolutely awesome. But yeah, I mean, what she means to the game, I mean, how she's always looked at it. And I mean, to piggyback off of Megan saying, her quotes last night were typical, or yesterday were typical her. Like, it was great to do with fans here. And she's like, it's like, maybe when I get to 10,000, I'll throw a big party for myself. But 9,000, I just got to keep working. So, I mean, again, injuries aside, I think she could probably play to get 10,000, which would be phenomenal. But just in what she's meant to the game and championship wise, and I mean, how, again, like I talked about U.S. women's soccer the other day, they inspired so many like young girls and like to become women to play soccer at a high level, because on the men's side, it was always like, yeah, they're terrible. Why would I want to play? But at the same time, like, which like her and many others, not just Diana Taurasi, but many others have done in women's basketball, like, and what she's meant to the Valley. I mean, just in camps here alone, it's huge. And it's hard to say she's not the GOAT, and there's always going to be competition. And she said, I mean, one of the first things she said, Ty, she hopes somebody else breaks the record that has dedicated their whole life to basketball too.
Right.
That's dope. And I see you got the jersey on. What's that all about? Talk to me about that.
Baby. Oh, it's the Euro Cup, man. I mean, it's a year late, just like the Olympics. Like, I just think it's funny. And John, I actually thought of you because we were giving each other crap last week. Like, they call it like saying like numbers and stuff, but they're like, they keep calling it the 2020 Olympics and Euro 2020. It's like, okay, I get it was supposed to happen last year, but just use the year, man. It's 2021. I don't care about the things, but no, I mean, it's for the Euro Cup. And today's games, I mean, well, Italy already advanced on Saturday, which was phenomenal in the knockout stage. So they're in the quarterfinals. But both of today's games went extra time. So for those not familiar, keep this really short. For those not familiar, you go 90 minutes. I know when you see the plus, but they never stop the clock. So that's not extra time, but it's stoppage time. But then they went to both games, Spain and Croatia, France and Switzerland went to overtime. So they play two 15-minute halves. Even if somebody scores in the first 15 minutes, they still play the second 15. Both Switzerland and Croatia in their respective games were down 2 goals with less than 10 minutes left, and they tied it to force overtime. Switzerland ended up beating France, which was phenomenal, and then Spain beat Croatia, and they had phenomenal goals. But anybody who just watches during the World Cup, I suggest now is like the perfect time to watch, because these are the top teams. Well, in Europe, I won't say the world, because South America's got their going on. Too. Hey, stop. So
go ahead, get him, Alex.
Thank you. Okay, first and foremost, I love the fact that Ronaldo got eliminated because his team was trash and he was the best player. And I saw that Spain versus Croatia matchup. Spain had that damn thing in the bag. Croatia hit a side header with a head, literally, and that caused it to go to overtime. And in overtime, Spain laid down a handwritten ass whipping. 2 goals within 2 minutes. It was beautiful.
But yeah, and Murata's goal, Alex, was absolutely beautiful. I thought you were going to pick on it, Alex. So anytime you want to compliment, my bad. My apologies. I thought he was going to pick on it. No, but yeah, I mean, Croatia, again, they were, one of their main players was, he couldn't play this game. He was out. But I mean, again, going 120 minutes. And then they had to go to that. But then penalty kicks. And then the last player from France, their 22-year-old forward striker, kid's unbelievable, but he's the only one that got blocked. And the French lose, which to me, obviously, as you can see, is not a sad thing. But it was a hell of a day. But yes, no, Spain's defense, to Alex's point, Spain's defense is the one thing that will keep everybody in it that play against everybody that plays against them in it, because defensively they're just not that strong, but they will kill. They're like that old adage, Ty, real quick. It's death by 1,000 paper cuts. With Spain, it's death by 1,000 passes, because they will possess the ball. They will keep you off the ball. They will frustrate you to no end. It's like playing 4 corners with no shot clock, and you can't get the ball away. That's what Spain does. But anyway, I just want to give a shout out to that. So thank you for letting me do that.
Shout out to the Euro Cup. All right, so we're about to get into something else. I'm not very, very knowledgeable on. We're about to get into the NHL. So this is what I want you guys to do, because y'all always talk about, NHL is the hardest sport to win a title in. Is this? That?
Yeah.
I want you to. Well, and maybe Alex too. I don't know how much NHL Megan watches, but okay, because I want y'all
talking about my Lightning.
Yeah,
are we talking about my Lightning?
I want y'all 3 to convince me why I should watch hockey. I just want to hear y'all. What y'all? I mean, convince me why I should watch.
Go ahead, John.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead, John.
You want me to go ahead? All right, so please go ahead, Mike. You start.
I grew up loving hockey. I mean, being from Jersey, like I couldn't skate backwards. I told Alex this before. My career ended when I was 10. because I didn't fall down. It wasn't like Happy Gilmore like comedy bad. I just people would come up to me and I could stay in front of them. I can go forward. I could not skate backwards to save my life. So, but the Stanley Cup playoffs, the Ty's question, to keep it there, like, you can't. It is the toughest trophy in all sports to win. I will say this, because everybody talks about a goalie going crazy, as you and Alex both know, and anybody that watches know too. If a goalie's standing on his head, as they say, like, that's it. But it's the physicality. It's a bounce of a puck. It's these guys. It's their skill. But if it takes just some kind of crazy bounce in overtime, I mean, you've seen it. Obviously, like you said, being a tortured Canes fan and bleeding with the Devils, I mean, I was tortured yes, great Stanley Cups, but you're tortured with some just crap bounce that goes into the net, and the speed and the physicality. And I mean, I'll go to like you and Alex on this, but like this matchup is cool because Montreal obviously is not as big and physical as Tampa, but they are damn fast. I mean, you can't hit what you can't catch. Yes, Montreal is getting hit, but that being said, like, it's 2-1. But just matchup in general, and as much as it, I wanted the Islanders to win it just for the heck of it. I definitely don't want Montreal to win. So I'm with Alex on his San Bay, but it's just so tough to win it. And people that, again, I'm not picking on them for not watching, but John, I think you and Alex would support. Like, if you do watch it, you understand why it's so tough to win.
Tampa Bay flies on the ice. They have an excellent combination of size, speed, and aggression. The Islanders gave the Lightning Bolts all they could handle because they were a motivated, passive-aggressive team that liked to have puck control. Tampa Bay is going to outmaneuver and outmuscle the Montreal Canadiens because besides speed, Montreal has nothing for this Lightning team. Back-to-back, Tampa Bay. Expect the Bucks to do the same.
Bring Mike back in here, please. Please bring Mike back in. Mike, you said about the Devils, correct?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, do you remember when Scott Stevens, in the finals, in Stanley Cup Finals, lost part of his ear? I'll convince you right here, right now, Ty. He lost part of his ear. From a puck hitting it. Got stitches. Did not miss one shift. Came back. Didn't miss one shift. Shifts only last about 45 seconds. There's 4 lines, so which means the other 3 lines probably came out 45 seconds times 3. Then he came back, got stitches, missing part of his ear. They had to clean it up, came back, did not miss one shift off of it.
I mean, you don't need your ear to play hockey, I don't think.
Now you tell me, a guy in the NBA who pulls his hamstring and he's gone for the rest of the night. The guy lost part of his ear, came back and didn't miss any time.
I mean, let me ask you a question. We didn't see Isaiah Thomas play on a bum ankle.
Oh, he played on one foot. He played on one foot
in the NBA Finals. We didn't see that.
No, Ty.
But if you got McFoley, if you got Undertaker versus McFoley, Hell in a Cell type of thing where you lost part of your ear, and you didn't miss it. You didn't miss any time. Imagine McFoley just getting back up and he's like, yeah, that's fine. I'm missing part of my ear. I'm just going to keep wrestling. Like, who does that in any sport at all? I mean, I've seen guys, get hit in the face. Like you saw Corey Perry. He was bleeding. He was gushing blood to the Canadians. I believe it was the previous round. Got hit in the face.
Yeah.
Gushing blood all over the ice. Sat on the bench and came right back in whenever it was his shit.
And Ty, what we're saying too is, look, I get it in other sports. Like, I mean, John went to a hamstring. I mean, it's hard for anybody to play a hamstring problem because obviously that's where you're getting your power from. No, I know. But like Isaiah Thomas, yes, exactly here. The hockey players get their teeth knocked out. They get slashed. And that's what I say to anybody. The toughness part is, and you live in cold weather, Ty, let me knock your teeth out in cold weather and then go play a hockey game with them out, because all they do is they numb it and that's it. You go back on the ice and have a good time. But again, not that other players haven't had performances and played through injuries and been tough, but with hockey, when you see what it takes to win a trophy and how a puck, again, can bounce, and just even the fans too, like the whole atmosphere. Like I tell anybody that hasn't ever gone to hockey, watch Stanley Cup playoffs, but if you can go to a playoff game, like people are hooked after that. But I mean, Alex is right. Tampa's so big. I mean, they're big. Montreal is quick. They do have some big guys-ish, but it's going to be tough for Montreal to win this series.
Ask a couple of those Canadians. They've already been struck by a couple of bolts of lightning.
Yeah,
it's the only I believe it's the only championship where you get your name etched on the trophy. The other championships, you don't get your name on the trophy,
right?
Because it's that difficult to win. They engrave your name Every single player on that trophy. It's the only one that does that.
Hey, look, no disrespect to the NHL, but I think I got better things to do with my time. All right, no, I'm just messing with you, Danny, man. Now, I mean, I've been to Carolina Hurricanes game before. It wasn't playoffs or anything, but I get what you're saying. So next, let's go ahead and move it on along, but like you say, man, you know, maybe I do need to check out a hockey game. Maybe I'll feel differently about it.
And the fights you've seen in the NFL where you see Cortland Finnegan and you see Andre Johnson fighting, that's allowed every single night, no penalties whenever they just go at it. And then the ref just separates them, and sometimes the ref is like, all right, fine, go, just you're fine. Sometimes they call penalties, sometimes they don't, but you see those penalties in the NBA, they throw you out of the game, or the NFL, they throw you out of the game. NHL, they're just like, yeah, fine, it's whatever. Just sit in the penalty box for a couple minutes, it's fine.
But Ty, the best part of the playoffs, lastly, is there's less fighting because the speed of the game is up, and guys know that you're costing your team. Because if you're a man down at that level, you're screwed. I mean, not like 70% of the time. Anyway.
Hey, but I think I'll stick to NHL 2021 on Xbox One. I'm just saying. But we're gonna go to break real quick, and when we come back, we're gonna talk about the women's national team and their expectations. All right, we'll be right back.
Generations Physical Therapy has been the Tri-State's leader in physical therapy services for over 20 years. And now we have a convenient location right in the heart of the capital city of Charleston, just off I-64. With convenient parking and flexible hours, your access to physical therapy is second to none. Plus, Snap Fitness is also in sight with 2 floors of gym equipment and sports enhancement training through A-Game Sports Performance. So whether you're needing hands-on physical therapy or looking to get results in our gym, our family's ready to help yours. Generations Physical Therapy and Snap Fitness. Multiple services, multiple locations. Experience you can count on.
All right, we back. Like I said, you got your boy Tiras Ray from Say What Said Again subbing in for the great Eric Wilson. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get the rest of the crew back here. I got the whole team with me tonight. Megan Price, Mike, John, and my boy Alex Fleming with the silhouette of Eric. All right, so we're going to talk about the women national team. Obviously, I don't even know if they've ever probably even lost a game. Probably not.
They've lost 3 games in the history.
3 games in the history. Wow, that's amazing. So first, we're going to talk about the 3-on-3.
Cool.
And I know I think this is the first time ever that women's basketball has been played 3-on-3 in Olympics. Am I correct, Megan?
That is right. It's the inaugural event.
All right. So what you think about this, Megan? How you feel about this?
I'm big on it. It's a ton of cardio, very fast pace. Alicia Gray said that they don't even call fouls. So, I'm sure that they call like flagrant types of fouls, but the rest of them, like they just keep the pace going. If you like tournament play, I was always really big on 3-on-3 tournaments. It's fast paced. There's a lot of basketball packed into like 4 days. Every team plays every team, and then they advance from there. So I love it. I think it's great.
Okay. And for those of you that don't know, it's Stephanie Dolson from the Chicago Sky. It's Alicia Gray from the Dallas Wings, which is the team that Megan covers. And you have Kelsey Plum from the Las Vegas Aces. And you have Katie Lou Samuelson from the Seattle Storm. And the coach is Kara Lawson from Duke. So Alex, what you think about the 3-on-3 and the women's team in general?
I don't think you could do this with the men because you would have some street ball. I love the fact that you have a lot of spacing and it's going to lead to isolation. You're going to see who's truly talented and who's got a jumper. Because on 3-on-3, you can't rely on screens. And you can't rely on a down low presence. Everybody got to be, in this case, woman up and be about their business. Now, I do believe the women's team is a little bit undersized, but they got some assassins on that 3-on-3 squad. I think they go undefeated.
FYI, women play street ball too.
Yeah, they do. I play with quite.
I know what Alex is saying. I know what Alex.
No, I know, but I'm just saying we play street ball too.
All right, what you think about it, John?
Yeah, I believe I talked to Miss Gray as well, and I asked her what their strategies would be for this because I mean it's not. I asked her, I was like, it's not 5-on-5, it's 3-on-3. So things are different offense and defensively. And she just gave me kind of a cookie cutter answer saying, their strategy is going to be the same. They're not going to give that away, all that type of stuff. But I found it interesting that strategy wise, it's going to be a lot different. Like you guys were saying, there's no screens. So you have to be different. I mean, and I asked them, are they going to try and bully them inside? Or are they going to try and go perimeter with just 3 people? It's a little bit different, but she didn't really give me much of an answer. She just kind of, like I said, she gave me cookie cutter answers. She didn't give me what I wanted. I wanted more out of her with what they're going to do.
More detail.
Yeah, I wanted more detail, but she wouldn't give me anything.
Yeah, and I know my take on the 3-on-3 is, it's kind of, well, if you ever watch the Ice Cube, the Big 3 League, it's a lot of space. So you don't have can't have no defender out there that can't guard the person. Because it's not a whole lot of helping, and if you do help, it's bad for you because you leave somebody wide open. You don't have that the extra people that can help. So I think it's essential that every woman or man be able to in this case women be able to guard their woman. Or what you think about it, Mike?
Is it in the rules they can't set screens? That's not a rule, is it? Because
I don't think it's practical. I don't think it's practical.
See, everybody says that, but when we had a coach, when we used to do drills, we do 3-on-3 drills, and we literally we go 3-on-3, but we would still set screens because it's trying to teach people not to rotate off, but the person that sets the screen, the person that's not a part of the pick and roll at all, they just go to one side of the court or the other or just in a spot because everybody's used to sagging in and helping. So if you actually can stay spread but then set some screens, you're going to have wide open shots. And that's what I love about their lineup.
Yeah. I do know they do have a shot clock. I believe I want to say it's 15 seconds. Is it 15 or is it?
Oh, yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. I was looking it up for the Olympic rules, and I don't know if I just kept going over it. I kept going back and forth, but is there a shot clock?
It's 12 seconds. My fault. It's a 12-second shot clock. So I mean, I don't even know how much time you really have.
So do they start at half court? Like
it's just half court. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And the scoring is different. It's your 3-point shots normally are actually 2 points, and then your other shot is 1 point. And so your actual 3-pointer shots normally actually cost, they add up to more with the 2 like that. Like they really mean a lot more that way.
But you said no fouls, so there's no free throws. So basically everything is the same.
Well, they're going to call a foul if it's bad. They're not going to call
I feel like it's going to be
flagrant.
Yeah.
Well, I just think it'll be ugly if you keep smacking people on the arm when they're shooting. You're not calling a foul.
Well, they're not wrong on tests.
What's that?
Yeah, I mean,
I said, well, they're not meta.
Well, right.
You're right about that. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and move it on to the men's national team. I know one thing that Alex said earlier, and I know one thing that everybody's been talking about is they're definitely undersized. You really only have, you really don't have any center. But if you want to consider Bam Adebayo a center, I guess we will. And then the only other big you really have is Kevin Love and Draymond Green. And I guess it depends on how you feel about Kevin Durant, who will probably be playing a lot of the 4 for them. So, Alex, what do you think about the Team USA?
I'm not too confident about Team USA in this one. Here's my problem. They're undersized, bro. They got guards for days. I'm not worried about that. But Spain is going to give them that business down low. They're just one of 3 teams that I'm worried about because they're undersized. I got nothing against Bam Adebayo, but he's what, 6'9", 6'10", you know?
I think you're giving him something if you
He
say
can guard
6'10".
all 5 spots.
Okay. All right, so this is the problem. Let's say somebody gets smart and actually gets Bam in foul trouble. Okay, they're not going to be able to defend down low. And I got nothing against Kevin Love. Met Kevin Love, interviewed Kevin Love. Yeah, he's well past his prime. He is long in the tooth. I think they included him because they wanted somebody white on the squad. You didn't hear that from me.
This dude right here, man.
With that being said, you know, they don't have a lot of depth when it comes to down low presence, and I think that's going to bite them in the ass in the preliminaries.
Hey, Alex. I don't even know what to say about that. John, what you think, man?
I mean, if you wanted somebody white, you could have got Luca, right?
He's not
American.
He's not American. That's right. Luca's not American. Oh, sorry. There's not many white players in the NBA, so that you could have really had it. So I mean
maybe Tyler Hero or Duncan Robinson. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you got enough guards, though. You need bigs.
Kevin Love, though.
You could always get one of them. You could always get one of them Plumlee boys.
I don't understand the Kevin Love selection.
I like the guard selection. I like the team. I mean, again, Alex's point down low, but you're telling me you're gonna have a team with Damian Lillard, and then the way Chris Middleton has been getting, because I've been a big Middleton supporter, and I mean, I think this year he's gotten better, but playing with Drew Holiday, who wants to go with him too. I get the whole too many guards, but you can go small. Those bigs aren't going to be running up and down the court chasing those guards. So again, yes, can they get pounded down low? And you put Kevin Durant out there, one of those bigs has to guard him. So at least that takes somebody down low. But with all the shooting and all the stuff, like especially like with KD and Damian Lillard, dude, and Devin Booker's going to play too, and Middleton and Holiday, and Bradley Beal, who can happen to score too. I get what Alex is saying, but give me these scores, because again, I want to know who's going to keep up with them.
Yeah, one thing I noticed was, and I know me and James on my show, I want to say James, we had this conversation. You know, we don't have a whole lot of good American bigs. You know, when you think about it, your best bigs in the NBA are foreign players. Joel Embiid is from Africa. Jokic is from, I don't know, I think it was from Serbia. I want to say, is he from Serbia?
Yeah, I think
somewhere like that.
Also, DeAndre Ayton's playing for the Bahamas.
Yes. So I mean, So I mean, you have to look at it like that. I mean, I can't even think of too many other bigs in the NBA. I know Cat Towns, if he did play, he'd be playing for.
He's too soft.
But I mean, he's not even. I don't think he could play for America. He plays for somewhere else. So I mean, hey, so what you think, Megan?
I definitely think they're reaching on Love, or Love is trying to reach and get out of Cleveland. I mean, he went all season long, didn't play because he had calf soreness, and then played the last 12 games and complained about the position that Cleveland was in. And so I think this is just a push for him to try and get out of Cleveland, sell himself. I think it's going to be a good team. I memean, you got arguably one of the best players in America playing. You got KD. I really like having Holiday on there, and Middleton and Grant. I'm not completely sold on Love. I mean, I think they could have gone a different direction with that for sure. But, size-wise, I understand that. Now, I do think Spain is going to be an issue. They do have both of the Gasol brothers playing. Canada has Wiggins, Barrett, Lou Dort playing for them. And then you got Patty Mills playing for Australia, but they're not going to have Ben Simmons, who has decided to actually work on his shooting. So
I wish he would have played.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
did you mention one of the Gasols?
Both Gasol brothers.
Was it the Lakers wouldn't even play him in the playoffs? Is that right?
Oh,
they wouldn't even play him. Is that right? Okay, you're going to mention the one that they wouldn't even play in the NBA playoffs.
Hey,
Okay.
international is a different game. We seen Carlos
It
Arroyo.
is different.
Hey, we seen Carlos Arroyo kill Team USA. So I mean, it's a
Manu
little different.
Ginobili and Argentina beat LeBron in them one year, so and got the gold. So you can't act like they don't have other players.
I'm not gonna knock Manu. I mean, Manu's Manu.
But he didn't win it alone, is what I'm saying.
And Megan, did you see that Anthony Bennett's playing for Canada? I think that's. I think that could be a good thing or a bad thing. I don't know.
I mean, Canada could be an issue. I don't think that they're going to win it all, but I think they are going to.
Please.
I like Lou Dort.
Oh, I love Lou Dort, Sun Devil.
And Barrett. I like Barrett too. Now, I'm not on the Wiggins train. I think anybody that plays number 2 to Steph is going to look good. Like, they could put me next to Steph and I'm going to look good.
But come on, Megan. The guy averages 19 points for his career. We can't act like he just
anybody next to Steph is going to increase.
But he hasn't always been next to Steph though. He's always averaged. Actually, when he was in Minnesota, he was averaging over.
Yeah, when you're on a bad team, it's called padded stats.
That's the Kevin Love effect.
No, I'm not a believer in Wiggins.
I guess because even when there was a playoff team with Jimmy Butler, he was still averaging almost 19 to 20. I'm just saying, but
Alex said they had no big guys. The Kevin Love effect is he's the only one that's not going to try and get out and get a shot. He'll at least bang around with these guys and occupy somebody so we can get rebounds.
Until he sits out with calf soreness.
Yeah, if he stays healthy, I mean,
he didn't want to play for Cleveland. He didn't want to play for Cleveland.
As long as he doesn't give up on any plays.
My fault. Go ahead, Alex.
Real talk. If Bam Adebayo gets in foul trouble or, heaven forbid, knock on wood, he gets injured, they're going to be hurting for a down low presence because KD don't want that smoke, and Kevin Love can't keep up with some of these people like Lou Dort or the people that Spain has. We needed another big, and we're doing ourselves a disservice as a USA and as an Olympic team to actually represent. We should be getting gold. We're the reason why Barcelona and all those other games are monumental. And we're not having a good example.
Quick update: the Lightning is up 4-1.
Damn, that's good. As long as Montreal doesn't win,
that's what y'all wanted, right? Tampa Bay Lightning. All right, so let's go ahead and get to our last topic of the night. Well, before we go into our last topic of the night, what's up with Scottie Pippen, man?
He was drinking. He was drinking. I saw that bottle in the interview. He had to be drinking.
I grew up a Bulls fan. All I can say is I hope Scotty finds peace.
He's going through a divorce, man.
I mean, why he going so hard at Kukoc and Phil Jackson? Like,
oh no, he's not going hard at Kukoc.
He's not going hard at Kukoc.
I mean, he ain't going hard at him, but
as a way to troll, as a way to. Well, I guess Kevin Durant used Kukoc as a way to troll Pippen. Right? Yeah.
He wore his jersey. You're right. You're right.
He wore the jersey to troll Pippen.
KD said that, or Pippen said that he would have taken LeBron, KD not being a team player. And KD actually, even though he is oversensitive, it's the one time I actually agreed with him when he said, wait, this is coming from this team player, coming from the same guy that wouldn't go back in the game because the shot wasn't designed for him.
Mm-hmm.
That was a great, that was KD's best fire back ever.
I don't know. The issue I have with KD, man, is KD has rabbit ears, man. Sometimes when people say stuff, everything don't deserve a response. That's just my opinion. I mean, because when you're on that Twitter, man, you could go back and forth with people all day if you want to, especially if they know you're going to go back and forth with them. Like I said, we had an update on the Suns game, 69-62. The Clippers are in the lead. So I guess we can go ahead and get right into that series, man. Is this a must-win for the Clippers tonight, Alex?
Well, it's a must-win. If they don't win, their ass is going home. Bro, they're down 3-1 without the sideboard. Yeah, this is a must-win if there ever was a must-win. But they ain't going to win. The funny thing about the Clippers, if they're not hitting threes, they bomb at the fourth quarter. Look at their three-point percentage. If they don't get hot, they're done.
I don't know. That's a good sign that Paul George is having a good night so far. Megan, what you think about Paul George's performance throughout these last 5, 6 games? No, maybe 6 games without Kawhi?
I want to take it back all the way to the beginning of the season. I think Paul George is the one that's carried the Clippers all season. Kawhi is habitually on workload management. And so Paul George is the one that carries them through that all the time. Now, I'm not saying that Paul George is a better player than Kawhi, but Paul George fills in when Kawhi isn't there, and that seems to happen quite a bit. We still don't have a report on what's going on with Kawhi's knee. It's starting to look a lot like San Antonio, like maybe he's out at the end of this season. So, I hate that for.
They said it was a bruise
2 weeks ago.
They
Guys,
have
NBA
not
teams,
had an official report, Alex.
NBA teams will hide facts like this because they don't want to give a scouting report to opposite teams. Plus, it will hurt his value if he were to get traded or ask for a release if you tell him he had an ACL tear. Guys, I'm so sick and tired of these teams lying.
That really just happened? That just happened?
Is Beverly celebrating an injury?
That's horrible.
No, Beverly needs to be punched square in the face. Like, seriously.
Is he celebrating an injury?
No, because he was saying Chris Paul faked the fight. He's not celebrating the injury. He's saying Chris Paul when he jumped up, but they're trying to see if it's a flagrant. He did come down on Beverly's foot when you see the replay. But
it's just a weird injury. Yeah.
DeAndre Ayton's a big man. Yeah, DeAndre Ayton's a big man. He needs to just go all Shaq on a little midget like Patrick Beverly and put his chest into him and send him to the damn court. I love guys playing defense. Alex and I talked about this a while back. I love when guys play defense. But when you're sitting there constantly fouling and then getting in somebody's face and then just trying to instigate to get a technical foul.
It looked like he undercut him. Watching it over and over, it really looked like Beverly knew what he was doing by undercutting him.
Wow.
Patrick Beverly is Chicago's own. He's not the primary scorer, but he is a bruiser. And if you're Patrick Beverly's size, you don't want that smoke because he will tussle with you. But look at it this way: if Chris Paul's out of the game, how much better do the Suns get?
Nah, he don't look like he's out though.
Oh, he's not coming out of the game.
Is that same shoulder that's been injured? Though?
It looked like he landed on his butt.
Yeah, it was more so his back.
His back. Okay.
Yeah,
I think it's going. Honestly, at this point, I think as close as Chris Paul is to the finals, I think it takes a traumatic or a serious injury to keep him from playing in the NBA Finals at this point.
Remember when remember when he got hurt against the Golden State Warriors and
it was a hamstring.
That
was a hamstring.
Yeah. What happened?
It was a hamstring. But what I'm saying is, I mean, he hurt his shoulder earlier in the playoffs. I think some guys might have set out a little more than what he did. But he played
he was
through
in
his
the
shoulder.
Next game. Yeah, he wasn't as good.
He wasn't as effective. Yeah.
Monty tried to play him, and he played a little bit in that second game, and then the third game it was pretty much all Cameron Payne. But yeah, he did play through it, and then when they had that extra day off, that's when you even mentioned it, you guys on your show, Ty, that extra day off in the Suns Lakers series, you could tell Chris Paul actually. That extra day helped the treatment because he looked more like himself.
So, John, what you think about this series? You think it's Suns in 5 or?
Nope.
What you think?
I still have Clippers in 7. That's what I have.
Yeah. Suns ended. Alex is right. Suns ended tonight.
Until Chris Paul gets to the finals, I will not give him the benefit of the doubt because every time he gets close, whether it's the second round or the conference finals, Chris Paul, he always finds a way. Something happens. He gets injured. Something weird always happens with Chris Paul. Until I see it, I don't believe it.
Hey, John, I don't want to cut you off.
Go ahead,
John, I don't want to cut you off, but the series is going to be the Bucks versus the Suns. I'm calling DeAndre Ayton out right mother effing now. DeAndre Ayton, get big, okay? Giannis Antetokounmpo is averaging 30 points and 10 rebounds for damn near the entire playoffs. If you could shut down Giannis, you take out the battery supply of that entire Milwaukee Bucks team. Ayton, are you listening? Get big because you're about to be challenged in the NBA Finals.
Well, he's averaged over 15 or 14, I think 15 boards a game in the playoffs anyway. I'm with you, Alex. He does need to play big. They play the Bucks like that. But, he had, 22 boards the other night. And
he played great the other night.
He's blocking shots. He's not trying to overextend himself. He hits that little mid-range if they give it to him. But he sets screens and he just changes shots. And you get 22 rebounds a night, I'll take that.
Heck yeah.
I'll tell you one thing. To me, he's been the biggest surprise for me this playoffs. Coming into it, I'm going to be real. I didn't watch a lot of Phoenix last year. I really didn't watch a whole lot of them this year. I mean, you know, up until probably the playoffs. But I mean,
Hey, Tyree.
I was told he couldn't play. You know what I mean?
Hey, Tyree.
Go ahead.
Hey, Tyree. I got to answer a question from Danny Thompson. Dwight Howard, Joel Embiid, Obi Toppin, Clint Capella, big men. You need big men. You don't need the best big men. You don't need skilled big men. You need big men. And that's who they could have gotten. Well, Danny Thompson's like, who else would you have gotten besides old-ass Kevin Love?
You can't get Clint Capella. He's not American. You can't get Joel Embiid.
He plays for Africa, huh? And Joel Embiid plays for Africa. Okay, Dwight?
Well, no, I think
Obi Toppin was a good choice. I like that.
I think Clint Capella plays for France.
Yeah.
He is soft, isn't he?
He's from France.
Yeah, he does play for France.
No, I like the Toppin pick a lot. I think that would have been.
But wasn't he hurt this year?
Not at, I don't.
But he's like he's like 6'9" too.
He's 6'11" with a wingspan of about 7'3".
I think it depends on. Honestly, I think they could have probably tried to get a Marvin Bagley. I think it depends. I think it depends on how you view him. I mean, Dwight Howard, I actually like that, Eric. I think I don't know why he didn't go Dwight Howard. I mean, even to a lesser extent, I know this person isn't that good, but I don't even know why you
really
even
just call me Eric.
No, I'm sorry, Eric. I mean, Alex, my fault.
It's your picture.
I mean, it is a picture. It is a picture.
Hey,
Eric,
first and foremost, happy birthday to the one and only Eric Wilson. Shout out to Eric Wilson for making this damn thing happen. Eric has made all of us better, and I don't know if all of us would be here right now today if it wasn't for Mr. Eric Wilson.
We'd all be dead.
And like I was going to say, to a lesser extent, I don't even know why you wouldn't even maybe try JaVale McGee. You just need somebody to play defense and block shots. I mean,
and McGee is scrappy.
No, look, why don't you just bring back Shaq?
Come on, man. I'm just saying that you got all the, like you said, Mike. You have all these scores. You got Damian Lillard. You got Bradley Beal. You got Durant. You just really need. I mean, Jared Allen. I know he's in a contract year, so that's probably why it's hard for him. You know, same thing with Drummond. You know, they're in contract years, so I completely understand.
That's why I didn't mention them. They're worried about the money.
Yeah, but I don't know why you wouldn't try and get a Dwight Howard. I mean, that makes a lot of sense, Alex. I get exactly what you're saying. Dwight Howard, Toppin. I mean, even if the guy from the Knicks wasn't hurt, the big man from the Knicks, was it Noel Robinson?
Noel. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, even if he wasn't hurt, I can most definitely see him. Heck, even maybe Nerlens Noel. I don't know. I mean, but I don't know. Like I said, you just need somebody to block shots and play rebound. You don't need somebody great. So, you know, I guess we can switch gears to the Eastern Conference, man. You know, Trae Young. I know somebody posted in the chat today. Was it you, John? Or was it you, Mike, that Trae Young?
Did anybody mention Julius Randle, by the way, for that team? Did anybody mention Julius Randle for that team? Just curious.
I think with him, I think he's in a contract year as well. I know that the guys, when they're in the contract years, they usually don't want to play.
Then you don't want a player like that on your team.
I mean, you go out there and you get hurt.
Money and not worried about, compete for Team USA.
Yeah, but then if they get hurt, they ain't getting any money.
Yeah,
Kobe was doing it.
Yeah, I'm sure guys like Kobe didn't care about that.
Kobe was going to do
Olympics. They're about the team, not about themselves.
Well, because Kobe was always going to get the money, though.
That's why it's Team USA, not me USA.
Kobe come back and still have a lot of things to do. But look, to each their own.
Kobe already had that money. Kobe already had that money too. I ain't gonna lie. He already had that.
Not at his first Olympics.
I just can't wait.
He did. His first Olympics was 08. He already had the money.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because Kobe been in the league since. I mean, he been in the league since '96. He had that money already.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, but like I said, going to the East, Trae Young is said that Trae Young has suffered an injury, so
bone bruise.
Bone bruise. So
ego bruise.
Oh, come on, man.
They
was up.
Bruise.
I mean, they was up on them boys. Megan.
Little shimmy shake. Oh, okay.
I love how
he went ice cold right after that shimmy shake. He went ice cold.
Yeah. Do they stand any chance without Trae Young being 100%?
No, not because they don't have another point guard to fill that position or shooting guard, whatever he's playing at that moment, but they don't have anybody else to fill in the leadership role on that team. And that's what you need So that's absolutely what they're missing is a veteran leader. Whether it doesn't matter what position they play, but a veteran leader that can fill that role if one of your stars goes down. If Clay is injured, as we've seen, Steph was still winning games in Golden State, and vice versa. If Steph was hurt, Clay would probably still be winning some games, and that's what you need.
Alex, is trapping dead? Is it dead, Alex? Is it trapping dead?
Trapping ain't dead, but you ain't winning without your best player. Bro, Bogdanovic is having the worst series of his life. If you take away the point production from Trae Young, you ain't beating this Milwaukee squad. We already said Milwaukee was more experienced and they were bigger. And do I need to say it again? Bully ball. Okay? Clint Capella don't want that smoke. And Middleton getting hot the other night? Oh, Lord. No Trae Young, Bucks in 5.
And Drew Holiday too, Ty. I love what Drew Holiday. Look, he didn't have last night. I mean, he didn't have a lot of points, but he had 13 assists. He got guys involved. He had rebounds. So yeah, I think he only took 13 shots, which again wasn't great, but he knew he's like, look, I don't have it. Get the ball to Giannis down low. Middleton was hitting from. I mean, he stepped over half court and it seemed like he was hitting shots. So it's just if Giannis keeps dominating in the paint like that. I mean, even with Trae healthy, I mean, I thought it was going to be a decent series. But without, I mean, even if he's 70, 80%, he's going to give it a go. But man, I mean, especially he's even more of a liability on defense. Not that he was like all world defense either, but at the same time, like, look, I'm glad he's going to go out there and try and play. I just think that at some point, Alex is right. I mean, they're just going to. I mean, they could even post Drew Holiday up on him. Holiday's got a little bit of size, got a little meat on him. He can back him down low.
Well, you know, they did that in the first game, and Drew Holiday had a very good first game, but they lost. You know, I just feel I don't know, man. At this point, you know, my guy Nate McMillan, man, he's been, you know, him and Monty Williams. You know, even though they have pretty good teams, they've been doing a very good job coaching this playoffs, man. You know, that inbound play in Phoenix, that was just that was just crazy to me. If you're Zubac, I don't know how you let that. I mean, I don't know how you let that happen. I mean, I know he got picked, a little pick from Devin Booker, but
it's DeMarcus Cousins' fault, Ty, because you learned that as an inbound. Wherever the basket is, you cut that angle off. You learned that in 7th grade. He was like standing straight in front of Jay Crowder, who, yes, is a little shorter than him, but at the angle. And then Devin Booker's like, yeah, come here, big boy, get this. And I wish I would have been Patrick Beverly because he would have landed on his ass. But that being said, and then Ayton just reaches up and the valley oop. Oh, I mean, it was a sick pass.
But if I'm Cousins, I don't even know if I would have guarded the inbounder. Because it's what 0.9 seconds left, right?
Well, but I think Ty Lue checked him into, or he was in the game, or he checked him into the game to guard the inbounder.
He didn't do wrong by having DeMarcus Cousins in the game to guard the inbounder. He guarded the wrong spot. Jay Crowder had a straight lane to give the alley-oop. Now, you know damn well they were trying to cover Devin Booker. So what's the other option? Alley-oop. If you're at an angle to where you force them to make a 3-point shot, you live with that because it's either make or miss. He makes a shot, that's all right. You live to fight another day. You don't allow them to have an alley-oop play to where you get embarrassed on national television.
Yeah, but Alex, what I'm saying is this. With 0.9 seconds left, me personally, I don't know if I would guard the inbounder because even if he gets the pass off, it's not like you could pass it back to the inbounder. I don't think it's enough time. Not with 0.9 seconds. You get what I'm saying? Like, because, you know, I know we've all seen the Robert Horry where you know, they didn't guard the inbound. He kicks it back to him, and Robert Horry hits the no, but I'm talking about, you remember the Robert Horry shot? He hits the shot off the inbound before. So, I mean, I know we know that, but I mean, I get it to make him make a more difficult pass, but like you saying, if he doesn't cut off that angle, I mean, I don't know. But what you think about Milwaukee and Atlanta, John?
I think with Trae Young that Atlanta had no chance. I mean, they got lucky in game 1. They got blown out in game 2. And game 3, they got off to a hot start. But I thought that the game was deciding in the first quarter. They should have kept the foot on the gas of Milwaukee. On Milwaukee's throat, they should have just stomped on them. I thought when Milwaukee got within 5 after the first, I thought that was game. I thought Milwaukee was going to win. Because when you have a team, when you're at home and you have that big of a lead to start the game, you got to hold on to that against a team, a strong team like Milwaukee that's better than you, and to let them get within 5, to let them get their bearings, thought that was a game. And I don't think Atlanta's really anywhere close, whenever it comes to this series. But they keep grinding. Like I said, the one thing they got on their side is the Bucks always give away games that they shouldn't give away. And I still think that's going to happen 2 more times this series. And I think it's going to go 7 not because Atlanta's the better team or even close, but the Bucks find a way to step on their own toes. So I still think it'll go 7.
John, I see what you're saying, but John Collins, and even her. I know
he's been
Herter's non-existent. Right, he has been non-existent. But I'm saying in this series so far, but in the playoffs in general, like Alex said too, Bogdanovich obviously not a good start to the series. But Atlanta, I'm not going to. I definitely don't think they were close to Milwaukee, but in beating New York, in beating Philly, they were taking steps to that. Like you said, Milwaukee giving away games that, yes, with Trae Young, they definitely had enough. And Capella down low can do enough, get some rebounds, get some easy buckets because guys are rotating off him and he's getting buckets. So, I do think Atlanta's a player or 2 away. But with all you guys ripping on Budenholzer, you don't get both sides. So either it would have been really close to Trae Young or really not close, and Milwaukee's going to win it.
Yeah.
Well, I had Milwaukee winning it anyway. But with Trae Young and if Bogdanovich was actually hitting some damn shots, they could at least push the Bucks. They're not getting pushed, bro. The Bucks are in the driver's seat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, my thing with this series is this, man. I think it all depends on Chris Middleton. I think Giannis is going to, like Alex said earlier, 30 and whatever he's averaging. Giannis is going to be Giannis. The difference is Chris Middleton. When Chris Middleton is playing good, they're a different team. In my opinion, when Chris Middleton is playing great, they're an elite team like we seen last night. We're just going to go around. Like I said, we're wrapping up this topic. We got a few minutes left. So final thoughts on tonight, Alex.
I'm very interested to see if the Suns can close it out tonight. They need to close it out tonight. They're at home, and the Clippers are without their best player in Kawhi Leonard. They need the time to rest to get ready for the Bucks because they're going to need a formula. Right now, the guard play, I give the edge to the Suns. Down low, 1,000%, I give it to Milwaukee. They need to win this game so they have time off. They get a hurt and tired Milwaukee squad if they finish it off tonight.
All right, final thoughts, Alex. Not Alex. I'm sorry, John.
On tonight's series or on the Milwaukee series?
On tonight, yeah, on tonight's series.
Right. I think if the Clippers win, which are up by 13 at the end of the third, I think this goes to 7 because it'll go back to LA and they got the momentum, and I think they're easily going to take Game 6 if they take it tonight. And then at Game 7, anything can happen. You know that. We all know that in sports. Anything can happen. So
question real quick. You believe in PG that much, or you just really don't think Chris Paul can get it done?
I just don't think Chris Paul can. Until I see it, I don't believe it. I mean, how many years has he been in the league? Like 15, 16, and he still has not gotten it done. He's been to one conference finals? This is the second.
I think other than when he played with Harden, I think we could arguably say that Devin Booker is the best player he ever played with, but that's just my opinion.
Absolutely. Thank you. He's got to get the ball to Booker. They'll spread it out. The bench is the key, too. Yes, it's 91-78 at the end of the third. But look, the Clippers at some point, they're still getting some trash foul calls. And, the last 2 plays down, they've taken 4 steps on a play before a pass and no whistle. So I love the pathetic NBA officiating. But that being said, on the court itself, they have the bench. They have the players. I think they step up, and it'll be close. I'll have to go on a little bit of a run to start the fourth quarter, but they end it tonight. If they don't end it tonight, they're going to go back to L.A. and end it right there in front of the Clippers' face. That's that. No Kawhi Leonard and no Paul George. Zubac's again, he's all of a sudden now with a knee injury too. Don't think he'll be back either.
Yeah, MCL sprain. What you got, Megan?
I'm going to stick with my original prediction for this series, and I'm going to say Phoenix in 6. I think LA grabs this game tonight. I'm going to shout out DeMarcus Cousins real quick. Y'all were ragging on Boogie. He's had 12 points in 9 minutes of play. I just want to put that out there.
Who ragged on him? I don't remember nobody ragging on him.
I said his defense was terrible on the inbounds pass. He stood straight.
You kind of defended him. The rest of y'all were all over him. I love Boogie, and he got 12 points in 9 minutes on y'all tonight.
Hey.
Yeah, Boogie's 2 minutes away from going crazy and getting 3 technicals in one play. So
I love it.
Exactly.
Sometimes you need that edge, man. But like I say, man,
Speaking on Boogie, that's another person that they could have had on the USA team. They need an enforcer. So if somebody was on Spain who started talking, Boogie's one of those cats that let people know trapping ain't dead.
Oh Lord, I know, right?
Oh, wow.
Need you a goon out there to give him a couple of these.
I love Boogie.
All right, guys. But like I said, that's all we got for you tonight, man. From Michael Caratanudo from Believe in the Pac-12. We got my guy John Shear from Sideline Sports, Cardiac Cane. We got Alex Fleming from like 10 different shows, Fantasy and Flavors, NFL Carousel. Alex, you finish it off.
Okay. Fantasy and Flavors, NFL Carousel, Florida Sun Review, Central Florida's oldest black living newspaper, The Truth Serum Football, You Better Ask Somebody, Yahoo Sports, NSPN, yes, NSPN, Vigilant, MMA, Combat Fighting, yeah, that's brand new. Y'all didn't know about that? Jamal Buck, what's the 525? The Sip Off, NBA Carousel, NFL Carousel, Journey with the Jays. Shout out to JB Ellis. Oh, and I'm a brand new moderator of NFL Talk All 32. I got a brand new piece coming out Thursday called Paper Champions. Check it out.
You heard him. Brand new piece coming out, Paper Champion. And we got my girl, Megan Price, 806 Sports, The Sip Off, NBA Carousel, Dallas Wings, covers the Dallas Wings. All right, man. Like I said, I'm your boy Tiras Ray. Say what, say it again. Tuesday night is 8:30. I'll see y'all tomorrow night.
Happy birthday, Eric.
Happy birthday.
This program contains graphic material, including offensive language. Your discretion is advised.
I got something real heavy to lay on you, man.
Now that's what I need.
Please feel free to join us in the smoking section because we with all the smoke.
For God's sake, strap yourselves down.
What's going on, y'all? It's your man Eric Wilson for the Sports Arena. Typically when I do the smoking section, I go off on somebody or someone because I feel like they done something wrong or stupid or just flat out ignorant, and I got to call them out for it. However, this is not that smoking section. I want to take a moment, excuse me, forgive my voice. As you know, your boy been partying all weekend long, so this is the effect of it. But I want to take a moment and recognize everyone who's been riding with me since the beginning. Y'all know who you are. I'm not going to go into great details, but I just want to say thank you. But specifically tonight, to the 5 people who just got done doing a phenomenal show. First and foremost, our girl, Miss Megan Price. Y'all need to understand, this woman from 1 year ago has done so much. The girl got the hustle, she got the heart, she got the grind, and most importantly, she got the tenacity to deal with anybody, male or female. And y'all need to understand that. This girl is up and coming, so get ready. To my brother, Tiras Ray, holding it down for me tonight, man. I know you and I have had a lot of conversations just about setting ourselves apart in a world where, a lot of times Black men, our voices aren't really heard. Bro, let me tell you something. You got a lot of talent. Don't you ever sleep on your ability to be the best version of yourself, because damn it, you got that Mamba mentality. To my brother of 12 years, Michael Caratanudo, bruh, you already know how I feel about you. The only thing wrong with you is you a Dallas Cowboy fan. But you make up for it because Mama Caratanudo raised a hell of a man. And at the end of the day, bruh, football aside, you my brother from another mother, and truly I love you. To probably the newest member of my group, Mr. John Shear, let me just say something. Game recognizes game, and greatness recognizes greatness. John Shear has proven that it don't matter where you come from, and it don't matter who you are. You got that grit, you got that tenacity, people gonna pay attention to you. And the fact that John Shear is just continually spitting stuff before major networks just shows you the kind of people that I network with. I'm gonna say this to end, and I want to thank y'all for taking the time to listen. To my brother, Alex Fleming, we've been up and down the road for 3 seasons of the Orlando Magic. And This brother puts me in check when I need to be in check, but he's also the first one to be like, when I need him, he's there for me. And I continually tell them 5, along with others. You know, shout out to Ruth Kekias. Major props to her and what she's doing. And of course, the 3 kings, if you will, Mike Harris-Noodle, myself, and our other brother, Jake Rongholt. Jake's in Quincy, Illinois. And Jake, man, I knew 11 years ago you was going to be somebody. I'm just glad you finally starting to see the fruits of your labor. But I'm gonna find out more really soon, especially with this whole Aaron Rodgers thing. But we'll get into that at a later time. But to Alex Fleming, the brother writes his ass off. He ain't afraid to jump on no show. He pulls no punches. And the one thing about Alex that I love more than anything else in the world is the fact that when this brother puts pen to paper, he writes some of the most thought-provoking shit that has been written in a long time. So to my crew, because they my family, to my crew at the sports arena, I want y'all to know that I love y'all. Y'all know I always got your back. Whatever I can do to help y'all succeed, just know your boy E is there. But I had to say that tonight, being that I survived another year around the moon. And I guess, you know, I'm not comparing myself to this man. I'm just going to use his number when I say this. When I left the game for a little while, because I had stuff that I needed to take care of, let's just say for argument's sake, I was wearing 23, or I was trying to be like 23. Well, today makes 45, y'all. And let me just say this to you, and I'll leave you with simply one last phrase. Whether you love me or you hate me, it don't mean a damn thing, because your boy is back.